I felt like YouTube was all about individuality.
Yep.
That this is your place to share your platform, to really develop whatever that thing is that you're pushing out into your social media space. That the social media is just the vehicle
Right.
to present what your thing is. But it seems like for a lot of YouTubers or a lot of social media,
things became real trendy.
very trendy, everybody's doing pranks.
Everything is
Everybody's doing the same of this. You could go on 15 different booktube channels and see the same tag. You could go on 15 different, I was addicted to my boyfriend rates my outfit.
Yes.
and I probably watched 30 of those on different channels, 30 different prank channels on the same prank, but with different people, which to me,
it became real stale.
Real fast.
And things were becoming real repetitive. To really strengthen the point that we're trying to drive home here is just be you and be consistent. Because once you find people who really like what you're doing, your purpose, why you are here, you'll get the views. It will come naturally as long as you keep at it and you keep going and you're staying consistent and you're giving these people actual content that aligns with what you were initially here for in the beginning.
Yes,
so,
I definitely agree. But it does require us to keep reminding ourselves of that. You do have to keep reminding, because you'll get caught up in doing the research and trying to say, oh, I want this to get pushed out a little bit more. How do I do that? And then you'll get all of these kind of cookie cutter ideas about how to keep maximizing your subscribers and how to put content out there that'll draw people to your channel. That may be totally different than the brand and the purpose of why you even are on the social media.
Right.
So can you give us just a really quick overview of each social media and how often, if that is our social media of choice, how often should we be on that space?
Okay, sure. So one thing that I do want to touch on that is becoming interesting, so to speak, is that a lot of purposes for these platforms in the beginning are now like intertwining, right? So for the longest, there was Snapchat, right? And it was just very, very simple.
Tell us what Snapchat is, basically.
So Snapchat, what you did was you would make like these 30-second videos that would go up under your profile and they would last for 24 hours and they would disappear, right?
Okay.
It was very, very simple, very fast, and it was fun. That's where the filters and stuff like that came from first. And so that was really, trendy. All the kids loved it. And then eventually you had brands make these accounts as well.
Okay.
So now the story features are on Instagram and they're on Facebook, right? So along with the normal modes of Instagram, which is basically just pictures and videos under a minute. And now they have Instagram TV as well, which goes longer than that said minute on Instagram, and you have a feed, right?
Okay.
So Instagram is just for pictures and video. And then they also have stories on their Instagram as well now. So that's what that's for. If you were to do a Snapchat, I would for sure say every day you should be posting something just because it's so short. It's so simple.
The shelf life is really short. It's 24 hours and it's gone.
Exactly. And if I don't see your profile up there, I won't go looking for you because there's nothing to see because it's only 24 hours.
Okay. So if you're not posting there every day, no one's going to go look for you because there's nothing that's going to be there. It's going to erase itself. Okay.
Right. And then on top of that, Snapchat is more so for a younger demographic. So say for instance, if I'm not a young writer, a young author to where my books are dedicated towards that demographic,
what would you think? Like 15 and younger or even younger?
No, older. I would say if your demographic is not early college to middle school, that's not you. That's not for you.
Okay. So that's great to know. Because there's no need in wasting time trying to push out on a platform that your audience is not even going to be engaging on that platform.
Absolutely.
It's all about building your brand and connecting with your audience.
And then there's so many different fun things that you can put on Snapchat, because along with the things that you shoot, you can also put like short videos on there. If you do have a graphics person on hand, they just put together some clip art for you that can be really interesting and fun.
So if you release a picture book, for instance, can you put some images out there of your picture book, and that might generate some of your audience engaging with it?
Yeah, and just getting them questioning about stuff. There's a lot of things you can add links to get people to then go to that second website to then read more. So I would say for sure that's like my spiel on Snapchat. Now when it comes over to Instagram, there's like a deeper level of some things that you can do, because on Instagram you can actually have a business profile.
Oh, that's
which
great to know.
I really recommend, because you get so many different insights and things of that nature from that. So that helps you realize, okay, how many people are clicking onto my profile? When are they clicking onto my profile? Are they engaging with my content? How old are these people? It really gives you a better sense of who my audience is on this, and then researching how do I reach people who are 35 to 50 on Instagram, and really getting to put that together.
Okay.
So for Instagram, as far as a feed, so that's either a picture or a video that's going onto your profile that'll just be there. I recommend posting there at least 3 times a week.
Okay, 3 times a week on Instagram.
Yep. And then more so frequently onto your story.
Okay.
So just like how I said you should be posting every day on Snapchat, you don't have to post every single day on Instagram for your story, but on the days that you aren't posting to your feed, there should be something in your story. Because just like how I said, when you don't show up in Snapchat, you don't show up at the top of somebody's Instagram feed. Up at the top of everybody's Instagram feed is your profile picture, and then they can click on that and they can see what your story is.
Okay.
So that helps a lot there. And even with, like I just said, with Snapchat, they have filters, they have stickers, you can add music to things. You can get really crafty and really creative to kind of like drive home your point of what you're trying to talk about that day. And you can also put in links and things of that nature onto your Instagram as well.
And I saw 30 to 50 age group. So there is a higher age demographic that engages with Instagram.
Absolutely.
Now I will tell you, for me, when I go on Instagram, I get sucked into all of the crafts and all of the making things and everything. And so you got to stay focused, right?
You gotta keep it. And that's why I tell people, get a business profile, because under your business profile, it can be separate from like your personal. So in that business profile, once you're there, you're following nothing but book distributors. You're following nothing but authors and, different critics or things of that nature.
Writing conferences.
Yes.
Okay.
And other
editors,
festivals,
publishers, festivals.
So it's strictly business when you go onto this profile.
That's good to think about, to keep it strictly business, try to create it within the business structure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's great to talk about. Now, let's go on to Twitter.
Yep.
Okay. And Facebook.
So Twitter is great, simply because, just like you said, I feel like it's harder to get down that rabbit hole when you're on Twitter, because a lot of people are using it for business, for information, more so than anything. Very rarely do I ever find something on Twitter that I'm like truly amused by, and then that leads to something else that I'm find funny, and something else. So I would say, if you are on Twitter, for sure every day.
Okay.
For sure every day. People are constantly on it. And it's more so of a short model.
Yes.
It doesn't take a lot to be on Twitter.
Yes.
And I gave an example earlier in this talk. You can say, okay, here's what I'm doing so far. Let me know what you are doing in your list of things down below. And that really drives engagement, because it's quick.
Yes.
It doesn't take a lot. And also you use a lot of GIFs and stuff like that on
I'm
Twitter.
big with the GIFs. I love them.
That is like perfect. And then also retweeting. So say for instance,
let's talk about retweeting, because one of the things that I try to do, especially with my following, is explain social media, that it's not, I'm great that you're engaging with me on social media, but if you think this content is good for you, I'm sure you have 4 or 5 friends that it's great for too. And that's what retweeting does. That's what hitting the like button does. It helps push that content out a little farther.
And then also people will look to you for you to be their soundboard as to what should I be paying attention to now.
Yes.
Because you're already doing that. So you kind of build that second audience within that, right? Which is so helpful. Plus you are creating friends when I'll retweet your stuff. I really like what you're doing. And you post that and they see that you retweeted it, bet. Now I'm gonna follow you. And next time I see that you retweeted something about your new book, I'm gonna retweet it as well and share it with my community.
So this is one of the things, and this video I'm gonna probably have to edit because this is so good. This is so good. This information is just great. But one of the things that I realized is that your age demographic, and I'll be honest, she's not in the 40 and refined at all. She's a baby. She's fabulous, but she's much younger. But her age generation demographic is much more prevalent to retweet because you all, I think, don't look at it as I am politically connected to this retweet.
Yeah.
Whereas my age demographic, over 40 and refined, is very cautious about retweeting because you feel like in some way you are connecting politically or
there's a level of commitment that comes with it.
There's some commitment coming with the retweet. And really retweeting is just about expanding the audience, right?
Especially, and here goes another thing, or one of my unique experiences, I would say, with working with different people and different media companies. There were certain things that I can and cannot retweet, but that's just because they're within media, right? So you being an author, you being the authority over your own account, you kind of decide that. And it's really not that, because you're looked at as a separate entity.
Yes.
Then whatever, you are so-called retweeting, it's not really you endorsing and/or saying I have buy-in in this.
That's the word, endorsing.
Right.
So a lot of our age group feel like if we're retweeting, we are endorsing. And oftentimes, and really the retweet is about, look at what this is.
Right.
It's not saying I'm for what this is. It's really, what? I can't believe this. Look at what this is. But I will tell you, I did go through a stage when I first began with Twitter and I finally figured it out. Where I kind of would, look at some political, news or some events within our community that was taking place, and I would kind of comment or retweet about it or something like that. And I did have to make a decision about narrowing my brand.
Yep.
What is my brand? And is this conducive to what my brand is? And we're going to talk about brand persona, but I did have to make a very firm decision that I'm all about light, love, and laughter. I've said that a lot. And I'm a children's author predominantly. Yes, I write on other genres, but predominantly I write everything from picture book to YA. And working with young people, I did not want my brand to represent any of the, harshness that we might see on the political landscape. I didn't want to be divisive. And that doesn't mean that I don't have my own personal opinion about it, but I don't think Twitter is where I share those personal opinions. I have a whole network, a whole family, a whole husband that I might do that with. But it's just like at work.
Yeah.
At work, you don't bring everything to work. You shouldn't be if you're a professional. And I had to start to look at Twitter in that way because I wasn't on Twitter for my personal interests. I was on Twitter to sort of build a platform for myself as an author.
And that's why I also suggest have 2 separate accounts. Please have 2 separate accounts, because you will get into those things where something harsh happens in the world and you're outraged by it and you want to share it, you want to communicate it, which is what social media is for. But your professional account is not the space for that. Okay. And you don't want people to then tie that to who you are.
That's so good. That is so good. That's excellent. That's excellent advice. See, if I had this advice early on, I could have saved myself a lot of pains. Okay, so that's Twitter. Twitter, you should be on there every day. Yep. Another thing, I'm big on Twitter, so I can give a little bit of details with Twitter. One of the reasons why I love it too is that if you do I plow in deep in a project for 2 hours and I give myself a 15-minute break. A lot of people work. That's a certain type of method of work. I'm somebody that does that method. And if you do that, Twitter is something real quick that you can open up, be entertained, laugh, connect. 2 minutes and you connected really quick, done some pushing out of your stuff, and
that's also you checking off your calendar,
and then you're done.
Yep.
You're done. And I love it for that. Whereas some of the other ones, you fall down these rabbit holes. Twitter doesn't have rabbit holes so much because everybody is putting out their thing. So I love that about it. There are also a lot of Twitter chats and Twitter pitches for authors. You can pitch your work. They have special pitch days. They have days where agents and editors are out there trying to connect with writers. And so it's a great platform, but very quick, very easy to jump in, jump out without feeling like you have gotten into a hole that you can't pull yourself out of.
And you look up 20 minutes later and you like, I did not do what I was supposed to
do. Yes. We've all had those experiences. All right, let us know about Facebook.
Okay, so Facebook is kind of like all the above, right? So everything that we've talked about until now. So Facebook is your videos, your pictures, your comments like Twitter, and then they also have stories on there as well. So it's kind of like the granddad of social media, so to speak. And it was really
granddad of social media. That's where we are.
It was like the first where everybody was like, okay, we have to be on this. Once again, get you a separate page. Yes, and with that doesn't mean that you have to go make like a separate account. You can make a business page under your account. It would just show up differently as something that people can like and engage with. And within that page, you can set up events if you want to have kind of like a writer's retreat that you want to plan or something like that. That's perfect for that. And just like anything else, it can be quick, can be easy, but you can fall into those rabbit holes. So make sure you stay organized and together. And the best part about Facebook is you can actually schedule posts.
That's really good.
So that is helpful, especially if you sit down and you say, okay, here's my calendar for the week. I need to come up with this post, and this post within the next hour. That is the biggest help that you can probably have.
That's a great tip.
Yes.
Calendar and schedule the post, and then you can create those posts ahead of time.
Absolutely.
And then you could be on vacation and they could be
still going,
pushing out those posts. I love that tip.
So yeah, and Facebook is the only one that has that for free. There are other ones that you can purchase and buy for the other platforms that I mentioned earlier, but I definitely recommend if you're going to do Facebook, get a page and use that scheduling tool because that is so great. Also, you have insights with that page as well that come for free.
Okay.
So that is also very helpful. So those insights is kind of like what I mentioned for Instagram, but Facebook's insights are much more in depth. So with that, I can understand what is my age that is looking at all this stuff, what is gender, where are they from, so you can even see.
Oh, that's great. You get all of the information about who your audience is that's engaging with you.
And it's completely free. And a lot of people don't know this.
We like free.
It is so free, especially when you're starting off new and you're kind of, you don't know really who is engaging with what, and is this doing well? Are people liking my page based off of the things that I'm posting? And things of that nature. So I really, really, really recommend that people use that. Also with Facebook, you can tag into groups, which is really, really helpful and something that other platforms have but aren't as well done.
Okay.
So within these groups, you can find things that are local, people who are like-minded. So it's kind of like how you found your community with Twitter.
Yes.
But they're all in one place and you can easily search for these type of things as well. So definitely recommend that. And with this, the reason why I feel like this is so easy and this is normally like the first one that people pick up when they have to is because a lot of the stuff that you are posting on a separate platform aside of Facebook, you can post to Facebook. Okay. And it can be the exact same thing. It's just a different platform that you're using. And you can stick with that same calendar. Now, as far as how many times you would post, I definitely recommend starting off 3 times a week.
3 times a week. If you're on Facebook, 3 times a week. And these are 3 times a week of your brand persona posting, not 3 times a week of, look at my grandbaby looking so cute.
Right.
Look at my baby girl just got her award in dance. This is talking about your business. Whether you're writing your books, this is where I'm at in my process. I'm creating these, workshops or whatever. This is about 3 posts a week on your business.
And even if you wanted to have fun with whatever you're going with, say for instance, if you had 2 book covers and you're saying, hey, I'm really thinking about either option A or option B. What do you think down below? Right?
That's great. That's engagement.
Yeah, engagement. Fun things driving engagement as well, not just the hard cutting, here's what is going on, this is what I'm doing, but to really engage with the community that's coming from these groups and that is also looking for inspo at the same time.